Hi everyone. I see people have joined. Awesome. I hope I'm audible to you all. Great. So let me check. Awesome. So thank you everyone for joining today and tuning into this workshop where we are going to talk about low code Drona HQ platform. And I'm pretty sure that you guys know what actually low code helps you around building what kind of application and how robust it is. But the whole idea and the agenda for this workshop is to think a bit different from us and engineers idea, or you can say someone like me who just wants to do a single click, right? A single click for getting notification, getting mail and each and everything. So yeah, that would be what we will be focusing in throughout this whole workshop session. And we are going to talk how to build things and make it available to be shared with your peers. Moving on. My name is Shivam Dhar, and I'm developer advocate at Drona HQ. My works totally consist of between the community and understanding the technology and making it a better space where you can explore our product. And before we start, I hope you have your Drona HQ account created. If not, you can directly scan this QR you can see right on the screen, and it will redirect you to the landing page on trial account, and you will get each and every feature for the next 30 days. That's the most awesome thing, I must say. And we have Drona HQ documentation, which is gets keep updating regularly by me and by our team. And in case if you are interested in self-hosted Drona HQ, like you don't want all the details to be publicly or be available in the cloud, so you can also try out our self-hosting. And yeah, that's about it. And today's agenda is first of all, of course, to know that for a developer or to for an engineer, what are the basic steps and what are the basic design they have to go through. Just a minute. Great. Okay. People are still joining. Okay. Mhm. So we'll start directly from the landing page. And in case you don't know what the landing page is, of course, the studio account, the cloud version, and you can just sign up. Do it right away if you have not done it. And next, we will discuss about an admin panel page where, let's say, an HR wants to create a tracking system for attendance, right? And this whole idea how you can create so quickly and establish the whole workflow and the business idea, we will like cover through this. Okay. Next part is, of course, pick a use case. So we are going to handle with HR admin panel and get started with UI. Now, building UI, you have seen with different low-code platforms that they have all these things like drag and drop. But we are going to see one step ahead, that what else can you get apart from drag and drop, apart from the easy components, apart from the all the 100 plus components and templates we have, and apart from the easy build up way and navigational systems. Okay. And addition business law flow. So once the idea is ready and database is ready and the UI is ready, finally we will add how the whole flow will work. And finally, we will talk about some theme and how to publish, because once the admin panel is ready, it should be ready to be shared with the people, right? Okay. So yeah, stay tuned because I'm going to dive into directly into the account and we will see how it works. Awesome. Let me share my screen again. Mm, Awesome. So Uh, this is a kind of demo which I've created for you guys. Uh, this we want to create by end of this workshop. So it's quite simple, but has each and everything. Like it has whole CRUD functionality for form as well as table grid, because in table grid you can just directly do okay, it's not an absent, I just want present. So you can directly just select from here, do the save changes, you can add new IDs and do a button, and you can see all the logs and every details will be fetched. So the main idea is that by end of this whole session you will be able to create an admin panel or a dashboard or anything from your end within just few clicks. So this is my landing page. Once you log into your studio account you will see it. And before we create apps, let's start the basic building blocks, which is our connector. Now connectors, you can add your databases, third party integrations, or your own REST APIs. It's all up to you. So you can go right here and you have all these options. But again, like, I mean, if you don't want to navigate also, like I just want to stay right here, then just simply click on the connector section, and then again you have all these options. Okay, I quickly share a test credential in case if you are working with me right now, so that you can try it out. uh just give me a minute. I'm sharing it in the chat. Meanwhile you can try it also, I'm going to do. Okay, so apart from like having all these options, I'll go with, let's say, MySQL. You can try it your own. So name, workshop TV. Great. So once you provide the name, next is you provide the idea on how to connect to your database. Now it either you can provide a direct connection string. You see that there is this placeholder showing a simple format how your connection URI should look like. So, and apart from this, we have options to directly import from AWS. You have to like connect your account, then you will find all these options on your own. And also, if you have your secret manager being saved in the secret vault of Drone HQ, you can use that too. I mean, it's a power pack plan where you get all the methods to connect to your database or to your REST API. Now, let me start with connecting it. Okay, so for this particular database, I will be using my own database. But the threads I've shared with you earlier, you can check it and do a test connection. Let's see. Awesome. That's it. That's connected. But before that, I would like to point some focus. Like under this admin section, you see there are many different options, right? Like use dynamic database host, use dynamic name, all these you can configure directly from this particular configuration system. And if you want to know more, like how what is dynamic database host is actually and how to configure it, just click on this added link. It will redirect you to the docs and you can find all the details. But in case if you don't want all these hassles and you want all your credentials on your database, because on your system itself, so you can use the self-hosted version and try it. This will make sure that all the details you are providing are secured and stays in your system. Okay, so I'll save it. I mean, it just, if I had the connection string, it would just take me 3 to 2 clicks to provide this info. So I'll save it quickly. uh, Internet issue. Ah, okay, done. Okay, now this is a query builder which frankly, we won't be needing to build the admin panel. Yeah, I'm stating the fact. I mean, this query builder is like for every one of you know that yes, we have to write query to fetch the details, to insert the details, to detail and whatnot. But for this particular workshop, we won't be needing it. But I will show you just in case, like what it consists of. So we get the query name. We have the write your own query, and okay, uh, we have options from right. And in case you want to check what all schemas are there, it's right here. I mean, we have depth, attendance, employees. Okay, so let's start with attendance and do a test query. That's it. It's working. If I save it, this query will be saved and you can use it in your platform across the, like anywhere in across the platform. So let's keep a hold it right there, and we will get into the second part, building the UI. Now, building a UI, again, you have to create a new app. You can do create and this sort, but just simply click here, plus app, and this will open a new app, a new UI builder, and you can just start from the scratch. It will have some information lacking, like it will have a alphanumeric name and some description won't be there, but you can again change it later, of course. So, okay, let's wait for this to load. I hope you guys don't have any queries till now, but in case if you have, feel free to reach out in the comment section. Our team is watching it, and they will me and they will soon answer to you. So yeah, okay, great. I see. Okay, so this is the totally blank builder. Now again, low code, drag, drop. That's it, nothing more. But here is something we are going to do different. I'll just remove this so that it is like a clean slate. Okay, so on the screen, we have these three options. So also the fourth option, which is like advanced to advanced editor, which is like uh, fantastic. If you are a front end engineer and you want line by line details, like how you want your UI to be built, it is fantastic. But let's say I just want to get done quickly. I'll click on ready template. There are six templates as of now in this UI builder, but again, you can choose from numerous templates right here. In the app section templates, you have many templates. Okay, so I click on two columns with form. Yeah, I'm thinking to use it. Okay, so you see the structure is created, but it is not having the in-depth. So what I'll do, I'll remove what I don't need. Okay, maybe I don't need the button also. That's fine. Uh, Let me shorten this a bit so that we can like work around with it easily. Great. So this is like small alignments, and right here this is a container, and I get a option of auto generate form. Let's click on it. I want to create a form because whatever the data user is inputting, I want it to uh, be inserted from a UI. So I'll select the connector. Now, what connector should I select? Of course, workshop.db, because that's the data I want to insert. So which table? Of course, attendance. That's what the data I want to insert to. Now, in the form, what all options do I want to be shown for the users? So I don't want them to see our ID, but they can see the employee ID since they have to insert. And rest all, it's all good. Awesome. So you can select right here if you want this to be required, because for form, one of the crucial thing is for its validation. So if all of these are mentioned as required, then before submitting, it will always check. Okay. Next, title. Fill the details. Submit. That's okay. Uh, Generate query and add action flow on submit. Now, just I'll toggle this. I'll just check this checkbox and it will ask me I want to do an insert action and an action flow on the submit. So I'll click on generate form. Okay. Earlier, when I told you that we will talk about the business logic, now that whole action flow, how is it working? That particular checkbox, what I just did a check in, it handled everything. I'll tell you. So see, the form is ready. I mean, there are one, two, three, four, five, six. There are so many uh, components already provided here, and yeah, so that's great. Let me do a bit changes. I think it got out of sight of the container. No worries. I'll just wait. Let's add just another container right here. That's okay. I mean, we can try it right here. Great. Mm, Workshop DB. Next. IT. Let me change these also. I just want it to be date. Okay. And this to be time. So what I'm doing is that this will choose that particular controls. Like I want only the time control, time component right here, and this will be text input. Uh, that's it. Okay, create next. This markup. Enter your details. This should do. Let's see. See, can use it. Yeah, it's showing me. If you have noticed, the control components are different this time, right? Okay, I'll just don't hang, please. Okay. Okay. So the form is ready now. Before checking the backend of this particular form, let's fetch the details right here. So what I'll do, I'll just remove this particular control as well. But how to showcase the data? Now, a star component for this is, of course, the table grid. But table grid, first we drag it, then we use it to, fetch, get the query, and then add the query, and then perform different sort of additions and editing. Rather than that, I'll just do another auto generate CRUD. So this time, again, workshop DB. You can also select DroneHQ DB in case if you have already been uploaded CSV into DroneHQ database. But for this, let's do attendance. Okay. One thing I want is to view the data. Next, I want to update the data. And third, I want to delete the data. For referencing, unique ID will be ID. And I want to view all except for, okay, let's it be view all right now. And update, I just want to update status. Yeah, I think that should do. Okay, create CRUD, generate CRUD. Let's see. Hmm. Give it a minute. It isn't saved yet. So query 3. Okay. So before it's getting loaded, you must be thinking, what is this query 3 and why is it here? So nothing to worry. Whatever we have selected earlier, like insert and delete and update, all of this been created a query in the backend. So the Drona HQ have already created the queries which we were discussing earlier. So I'll check that right away. So you see that right here, query 1 2 3 4 5. So it's the query 3. Let's check. I mean, it's not been loaded yet. So internet. The internet is really acting up. Yeah, it got loaded. Nice. Okay. So again, guys, if you have any queries till now, I think our team has shared a link in the chat, and you can post your queries right there. And don't worry, they will relay it to me, and we can continue. In case if you find anything which is you are not able to understand, try to put that query in that link. So there is this, and but something is missing here, right? Because it is not pleasing to eye that much. So what I'll do, first of all, let's see if I can change its width. The It's doable. Great. Now let's go to his property section. Now I don't want ID to be shown, so I can simply do it from here. Okay. I think it's column visibility ID. This should be visible. Okay. Let's do a refresh. Okay. Employee ID, name, date. So it's working. I think it's the internet issue. Please try to bear up with me, because the application is working absolutely fine, and it's slowly taking up the UI. So this property section is like dedicated for each and each every component. So if you want to change the name, let's say you don't want the search bar, or the search bar placeholder, you want something else, so you can write employee name. That's it. Do you want it to be searched in the server side or the client side? I mean, you can also like determine that. I mean, it's a very good feature when, let's say, you don't want to hit the backend again and again and again, but you want to do a quick, you know, mapping through the data which is already you have uh, called, and the response is available in on the Drone HQ system. So it will check between these two other conditions. Okay. Similarly, you have for each and everything, but what I want to focus more on is this particular thing, formatting data. Okay, so you are already seeing the date is showing the date column type, but in the format option I can also select in which time. So I prefer this European style a bit more, the TDMM format, and the check in time. So this is not a date time but only a time. So I'll select right here time. Great. Awesome. So let's see what okay, time also maybe I can do 12 hours is good. Finish. Let's see. See, all the data got a bit transformed, you can see. Like it is much more pleasable to the eye. And you can similarly change the columns names also like this. So if I do a date like this, see it has got date like this. Okay. Maybe you have noticed or maybe you haven't, but in this table you see this small pencil icon right here. So if you remember, for the update query, I have only selected the status attribute, or you can say the status column. The whole column is set to for a editable column, so that's why we can see this particular small icon. And uh okay, wait. So if I preview this now, what should happen? Let's see. I mean, the UI, while building UI, I'm very much happy to say that we are actually creating the business logic or the workflow right side by side in the backend. So let's see if the UI is working, right? So undefined. I think it's getting, wait, let's see. So I'll go to the logs and query 3 response. Uh, it's getting data. Yeah, query 3. Cool. Okay. Now, this is about the UI building. Now, if I talk about, let's say, the workflow, right? How to do that. Now, the workflow needs a trigger action. If you all must know the trigger action and an action to perform. So the trigger here, you can see it is the button, of course. So if I just single click on it and go to its property, you will see the event right here. You can add your own event, but it is already been created. So I'll just click on right here, faster and improved action flow. So this is the action flow which we use. The Drona HQ creates, like, particularly curate it for you for your own purpose. So the first thing is checking the validation, and this is like a start and end point where you can play around with different kind of actions. Like, you have all the Drona HQ services. Now Drona HQ services is like a catering for the people who are like being with us, our customers who wants to use much more of Drona HQ, because it provides call workflow, date sheet, generate PDF, THQ file storage. I mean, instead of getting the images from AWS or online and websites, you can just simply upload it and use it throughout your application. And then we have Drone HQ databases. I mean, I was recently using it in place of Postgres. So it's giving you much and more options to explore. Next is about connector. Now, in case you want to create a new connector or already have a library, you can select from here. And JS code. Now JS code block is like for the developers, is like a breathing and a very good crux of this whole building the system, because with helping the JS code in the local as well as using the JS global objects, you can create uh, many changes, many alterations, many transformations according to your own will. So you can create your own branches, iterate through each task. You have different logics to perform and some native application, because I mean, we are doing a dashboard admin panel for web app. But what if you want to create a mobile app and you have some dedicated native actions, like you can just on a click read the file from the mobile storage, download the file, append the file, and much more. So let's see, if I fail, I want to do let's say a toast. It's a common thing, just a small thing to show. I want it to be error. Okay, title, you got yourself an error. Great, great. Message. Now for the message, let's provide all data. Now the message I'm providing, provide all data, because see, after validation, I mean, it's a very uh, common sense or a very simple to and fro thing, that if validation is failed, then of course something is missing. So okay, let's see if I think that should do. Great. Mm, okay, let's try this one out for now. Giving undefined. Why? I have to check again. Wait. But let's see the this thing button. So the validated field, you got yourself an error. So this is the how the action flow actually works. And see if I can fix this right away. I mean, Ah, here is it. What is it? Employee name. That's the mistake I was doing. Okay. So this is like one of the benefit of doing workshop. So questions. Wait, let me just refresh it. Because see, I've changed the name right here and then it is showing me an undefined, which is like logically uh true. So finish, let's do, it's not fetching me the date. Let's see what I'm getting. Query 3. Okay, so that's a date formatting issue coming on. Column visibility. Let's like wait. Let's do this thing. Okay, okay, okay. Now, other than to addition to this work behind the action flow, we also have for the table grid, of course. So for the table grid, we have the delete click and the save changes. Now, save changes is also using the whole workflow, inserting new rows and updating new rows. And right here, let's say, let's suppose I'm getting a data like this. Okay. Now the transformation which I get from the from our control is in the Unix format, but the database wants into a different format. So you can directly do a transformation right here. So let me fetch a data. So if I type here, let's say epoch value right here. See, so if I test the script, I'm getting this. So I'll do a small kind of transformation. Let me get the code quickly. So it would be something like this. Let's test, then talk about it. So yeah. So this is doing nothing but actually using a function for date to convert it into the string and doing a split. And I'm also specifying that in which format you want it to be sent in the backend. Okay. Now continue and finish. Yeah, that should do. This table grid is just why? Why are you not working? Let me use a different query then. I mean, queries you can create your own and it will just take a few seconds, nothing more. Uh, I think I have duplicate query right here. Let's see. Insert, not an insert query. I want a select query, not an insert query. Let's do this one. I'm quickly showing you actually also like how it gets used also. I mean, see, test and get TV, save, cross, blank. Okay, get DB. Come on. Okay, great. Columns. Let's check the columns. I'm getting ID, name, and each and everything. Great. Let's check here. Time. Okay, great. Let's do date, finish. Let's see. It's working. Let's do a quick preview. Yeah, it's working. So the backend is ready. The action flow is working. And let's see. Let's do a logs here. And let's say this person with 201 was actually present but forgot. So I'll just do here and click on save changes. Let's see. Awesome. So we called the update query, and then we also called the get db. Awesome. But let's see what happens if we add a new id. So let's say 211 numslop. Okay. Am I added? No, I'm not added. Let's see. Let me also add today. Maybe 10. That's a good time. Okay. After this session, I will done. Isn't logs button. Hmm. So you see that actually there is no status of error. That means that our of course the workflow is perfectly working, but it is not getting updated here. So we are missing one thing. So I think it is the refreshing the table. So I'll come back here. You see this whole flow. Once it is get validate and the data gets inserted, then only I want to refresh. So run the query. Which query? The query which is actually getting fetching the details for the table grid and that would be get db. That's it. That is it. Now this is the part where UI is ready, the action flow is ready, but something you can add your own also, because when you are performing with from an idea of backend developer or engineer, you would need some to and fro navigation. You would need some different idea of seeing the UI customizations. Now, one part is of course you can select from the radius, size, weight, and each and everything. But apart from that, you can also what I personally do to make it things much more easy. Just see, in the settings I have this themes. Go here, shibam sd. Let's see, that is it. The basic. uh you can actually set up the themes, like select each and every details, like the height of the heading, or the heading size, actually the head 1, header 2, like that. Right from here, theme configuration. Yeah, that's it. I mean, just select a theme and do all these changes. You can put your own palettes, you can put your own messages and error images, and as well as notification themes also. So that's there. And apart from that, you have different screens. So when I talk about screen is, let's say this is a app, this is an admin panel page app, but it can be part of a bigger admin panel. So what I can do, I can simply add a menu right here. Okay, so instead of events, let's say I want to say attendance, right? Okay, navigate to screen one. Okay, uh, leave sheet, let's say. I don't want any navigation for this. So how I can actually use this? So hi username. No, let's say I'm not an HR, but it's okay. So I'll just go to screen. Now watch me how I integrate this quickly. I will just go to screen. Now that's the menu, right? So I'll click on sticky menu, menu two. That's it. Nothing. And best thing about is that this particular attendance sheet actually will navigate to you this particular screen. Now to check out, I would require to add a new screen also. Please bear with me. It's almost done. And yes, right here. And this would be the screen three. So for the menu two, I'll go to the leave sheet. Let's do action navigation with no validation. I don't want any screen screen three. Okay, okay. That should do. So we come to our last phase. This loader actually I have put it in the theme configuration itself. So uh, here is it. We just move. So I am getting this particular menu right here. Leave. Nice. So I haven't configured for that particular screen, so I'm just using this screen one again. And yeah, that's how you create an admin panel page with just a few clicks and steps. Because most of the things what you see right here now, for the buttons, these all things get it done for you by the Drone HQ itself. I mean, I didn't have to write this query, and I didn't have to think of that I need to pass this particular transform records dot output as a keyword. Now these keywords, of course, when you will be using Drona HQ on a day to day and using much more application, you will get to know that how it actually helps you. I mean, okay, it will just take 5 seconds. I mean, just let's see. Container. I do love using containers because it helps me to understand that where I'm actually. So okay, come up again. Hang. Here is it. Come here. Okay. I'll just quickly show what I just talked about as a keyword. How is it actually useful? It might not be a bigger use case scenario, but you will get the idea that yes, with keywords you will get numerous options to you know play around with the data you have on your application. So what I'll do, let's say in this particular table grid we have 202 employee ID as selected. Now for any instance, I want this particular detailed view to hold all the details for this selected column. So what I'll use two the brackets, select the table grid, go to its properties, and then selected rows. Employee 202, Jamal, date, 202, Jamal, date. And here also you can hide ID. That's it. I mean, your app is ready. The UI is ready. It just I had to explain, but other than that it will just take 10 to 15 minutes max. And what to do after that, of course, so we'll do preview and see if it's ready to deploy. and make it live. Mm. Okay, so it is getting loaded. 206. Awesome. That's it, guys. I mean, that's they're done. Now click on publish. You can write my first admin page. You can provide your versions. Now, for the versions, as a developer, and you know how crucial it matters, because Drona HQ's one of the main crux is also maintenance versions. You can revert to any version at any time whenever you choose to, but make sure that you publish the app, and if not, make sure you save the app. And other than that, there is no possible chances that you will be losing any sort of data or losing any sort of control properties being set locally. So that's there done. Now if I want to share it, you can share it with the organizational access, but for my fellow peers and friends to do it, I can enable public access. So yes, guys, that's today. And that's how we create an admin panel app with just a few clicks, understanding how the template works and understanding how the UI actually works. Okay, so I'll just stop sharing my screen. I'll check. Wait. Let's see. So there are people who also join with me. Great, great. Thank you guys for watching this video till end. I'll just quickly go over to any of the queries. And okay, so someone asked also, is there any stepped container? Mm, stepped container. Well, you get many options, but for particularly as a stepped container, you might have to create your own using the control designer, but also you will have option. Let me share my screen first. I think mm, Windows, this thing, share. So you have the option of for the vertical steps and horizontal steps, but for having it as a container, now see, if you add a container inside it, then you will be able to use it, or if you use it as a repetition, right? And next, I don't. Someone asked, I don't need rich editor for editing text. Text level which can be editable. Is there any component? Okay. Uh, I'm not particularly clear that what you are asking for the editing, but I can show you all the options we have for the text to get edited. Okay. Now, rich editor, of course, but you don't want it. So let's say HTML. You have HTML, you can try out your HTML code right here, bind the data, you can put up your font, you can do it right here. Okay. Next, text. So what do you have as a text? Text input we have, text area we have, text we have. Now, if I want to do some changes, let's say in the text input, what kind of we do? So instead of understanding that, don't jump into that under what all changes you can do, first understand that what kind of component you want to use, because right here this text input is used much as a user input, so you will get those kind of properties or changes being made, because input can be what, let's see if it's there. It can be read only, of course it can be read only, and it will have events, because once the value get changes it can be done there. Input type can be changed. This is also a text formatting. You can select whether it's a URL, email, or password. Now if you write password, whatever you type it in, it will just show asterisks. This is like the general structural properties changing. Now if you want some UI changes, you can do it. Where is it, appearances, visibility, you have border, you have theme, that's there. But still if you are not satisfied, then for each and every component we have external CSS. Now open up, open, yeah, this external CSS again, for a developer and a engineer, it is a very useful and very nice thing to have, because you get all the selected IDs right here. You can now do whatever you can do, add a padding, you can add a wrap up, you can add a font size, you can also add animations and each and everything. You just need a particular selector ID, which I bet you can find it from the console log. Okay, okay, I think that should answer. And okay, next, can I add my custom connector? Okay, so custom connector, I won't say connector, because see, connector is like having databases as well as third party APIs and some additional which we are also providing. Now if you want to use your own connector, of course you can do it. Now it depends. If you are using a REST API, you can simply go to the connector section, click on REST API, provide your details, and it will be ready, done. And if you want to use a different kind of database, let's say, Mm, I was searching for trying to use Supabase, but we don't want Supabase dedicated connector. But instead, we can use PostgreSQL. So I'll just come here and provide the connection string, and it is ready. So yeah, you can add your own connector. You just have to see that what kind of database you are using, what kind of REST API you are handling, and if in case if you are thinking, okay, my REST API handles uh, many sorts of authentications, I want some many things in an advanced section, we have it for you. Multi-step API, OW, OAuth, V2, three-legged, you name it, we have it for you. We have all the methods, advanced section, you can write your own test API, and the admin section, you can use a self-signed certificate. And after that, it's a simple process. You just test it and write your own query. Great. Okay. Next. These questions are nice. Uh, I'm just forgot to one thing. Whatever I'm explaining, it is not what I am thinking right now. It is what I have written in the docs. So you can check out in my docs. So docs.dronaichu.com, you will find it right there. So text component, I think I've done this editable text component. If you have something more to add to it, do we have editable text component? Please provide the question. And next, how do I change the async code? How do I use JS code? Async is not removed. Okay, let's see what. First of all, let's see and understand what you are trying to say here. So you are saying that when I'm using JS, how to use JS code. So one method is this JS code. Next is async function is not done. Say so. uh the idea behind this, actually this is a very good genuine question, because for developers they need to have different sort of returns and function calls and all. So what the idea behind is that, I mean, if you see it in a very broader area, there is this option to check each and every action flow. Now when we have this async section, like async function like this, we have a single point of output. Now in the whole app you will be able to use output dot something. So this is like the idea to make things much more easier for us, for developers and the people who don't want to code much, so that they will have a single output. But you can insert many parameters. You can try it from here, like time. So you get the time here, right here. So now if I do like this, time, time, okay, I need time. I don't have time here also. Test. So this is the main logic behind async function. But uh, if apart from that, where we can find custom script, JS objects, you can find it right here. Here, the main idea of this JS objects is to make the functions available as a global. Now, this is very much useful. Let me think of an idea. Let's say you are into stock markets, and you want to create an admin panel, or you want to create a whole panel to check each and every stocks with the updated version. So you will be using WebSockets. Now WebSockets is based around the idea to create a singular plain open connection throughout, whenever, until and unless it is being closed. For that I can use JS objects. What I'll do, I'll just simply write the function here and make it available throughout the app. And whenever I want to close the connection, I will do it right from the app using a button. So that's make things much more easier. Okay. Oh, sorry, I got okay. Also, is then step container. That's then how do I use JS? Async can't be removed. Okay. In this custom made step container, the entire page is getting refreshed. Uh The question you asked, in the custom made step container, the entire page is refreshed on navigation. How can I only the part under the step container movable? Uh, that's a nice question, but I need to understand exactly what is the scenario and what is the navigation being done. If you can share it with us personally or on mail and reach out to us, I would be happy to look into it. You can also ping me. And then data is not first screen. Data is not visible if we save it in the variable in the first screen and then try to get it another screen in the dev mode, but we can see in the preview mode. Okay. For this, you have to make sure that the data which you are providing is either being saved as a variable or being saved as a static value. Because once you are moving from one screen to another, it will check what all values you are actually passing. Now, when I'm navigating from one screen to another, I'm only using a navigation. But when I'm navigating with some data, I want the data also to be passed right there. So the linking should be provided properly. The keyword should be pointed properly. And if you are using variable, you don't even have to link every time. You can just use it. You don't have to even move it to different screen. You can just access it using the variable name. That's it. Okay, okay, okay. It's okay. So moving on to the one more question. Uh, if I want to create a CRUD table not from SQL but from an API data, how can we do it? Uh, See, the queries and the idea for the working behind the business logic remains the same. But for this CRUD particularly, we have started with MySQL databases, and we will like increase it to different. But as of now, we only have options for these like integrated SQL DBs. All these DBs you can try it directly. So maybe in the upcoming we will also have an option for the REST APIs. But yeah, you can try it CRUD REST API, similar pattern. You just have to write your own API queries. That is nothing else. Okay, great. I think that's there in the question. Uh, okay. Yeah, great. That's it for today's session. And where's the? Oh, my camera is off. Okay, great. Thank you guys for joining today. And really, thank you for staying till the end of this session. I hope you have created something and you got the idea how to use it. And make sure to try out our Drona HQ platform, connect to our Drona HQ community page. And I must say, do join us in the Discord, because that's somewhere where you can share these kind of questions without having to wait for another session. You can just simply write it there. Okay, maybe tag me also, like, Shibam, how to do this, I'm getting this, share some information with us. But if you want to approach something much more official, you can also try at our community page, community.dronahq.com, and there also you will find the link to connect with us on Slack, DronaHQ, and everywhere. Thank you so much. Bye bye.